Whoa, whoa. What's going on, Illuminators? You juggernauts, you're powerful, unstoppable. Boston C here above the sun.io. Above the sun.io. Go follow us, subscribe, all that good stuff. Just wanted to take a quick minute, look at the markets real quick, read something. Rick Joyner's word of the week. Just thought I'd do something a little different. Hopefully, you get something out of it. Nonetheless, let's go and do a screen share. Let's see what the markets are doing here. Oh, look at that. Casino is up. S&P is up 51 points, 1.3%. The Dow's up 316 points. Okay. What are bonds doing? Yes, steady as she goes. Oil's up. I'm still under $70 a barrel, but always like to know what's going on with silver and gold. As you can see, prices being still being manipulated, but that's okay because things are being dealt with. That's the good news. All right, so there's what you got. Fed's gonna maybe hike by 25 basis points. Who knows? We'll see. Or they may not do anything at all, but we'll find out tomorrow. Crypto, what are we doing? Market's still 1.1 trillion, almost just 1.2 trillion. Bitcoin, another good day. We're trending in the right direction. Last 7 days, we're up almost 13%. Ethereum is up just under 5%. And the global crypto market's up 1.18 trillion, and it's up just under 2%. So we're moving in the right direction. Let's look at the chart real quick. This is Bitcoin's weekly chart. You can see, again, we broke the 200 weekly. And you can see there's nothing here until, we've got some resistance levels. Thinking we got to get through 28.5, then 29.5, 30,500. But after we break, 32 type deal, it's with them, we're on our way up to, 48 type deal before we get back to the all-time high. That's going to take some time, or maybe not, but it's all good either way. Anyhow, so just keep stacking, get you some physical silver and gold, not financial advice. But that is what Boston C is doing. And crypto, like to keep it to number one, number two, do a little speculation down the road, but pretty much it's just stacking Satoshis and silver and gold, keeping very little in the bank at this point, just enough to pay the bills, and staying in rest, living in rest, and it's all good. So let's read little Rick Joyner. Word for the week. He's retired from Morningstar, but he's a good man. Been following him for a long time. But anyhow, so here we go. Let's go through this, and hopefully you enjoy and get something out of it. When small is big. In Song of Solomon 2:15, we are told little foxes are ruining the vineyard. It is not usually the big things that sidetrack us, but the little things can distract us and even steer us from the path of life. That's why those quantum entanglements on a daily basis, being aware and living in the now, living in the moment, and just constantly overcoming those quantum entanglements, right? The days we waste can quickly add up to weeks, months, and years. The years can add up to robbing us of our life's purpose. I shared last week, this is Rick, I shared last week how I recently determined to define what a perfect day would look like for me and then pursue that each day. This made such a difference in my life. I lamented how much more fruitful my life could have been had I done this 50 years ago. Can't make it a better yesterday, right? So you remember that the past just passed 1 second ago. Your future just arrived. Living in the now, right? In every moment is everyday eternal living. That's it. I'm sticking with that. It's good stuff. Still, I know I can accomplish more in the time I have left than I did in the last 50 years. True, Rick. If I will be faithful to live day to day, focusing on the most important things I need to do daily. God's name is not I was or I will be. It is I am. You are the I am. I am the I am, right? Have I been with you so long and you haven't seen me? Just think about that. It is important to know his historical dealings with men and biblical prophecy, but to know him as he is, we must know him in the present. To accomplish this, we must resolve to do this every day. This is, again, living in the now, right? Today, if you hear his voice, do not harden your heart. Are you hearing his voice? He's just using an imperfect human, yet not in my own way. So when you speak, you're reflecting more of what your father is because you look like him, you talk like him, you smell like him. It's not complicated. Yesterday no longer exists. Like I said, the past just passed 1 second ago and your future just got here. Nor does tomorrow. All we really have is the present. We can learn from the past and have vision for the future, but living in the now is where our focus should be. Yeah, that's what I like. That's why I want to share this. It is good and important to have long-term goals and vision, but these are seldom accomplished without practical step-by-step actions that must be followed with endurance and resolve. Success is not a matter of choosing long-term or short-term strategies, but both. One reason New Year's resolutions seldom result in long-term change is because we have no short-term strategies for accomplishing them. I have always been a visionary, a big picture person. I love broad concepts and bold strategies. I bore quickly with details. I know the feeling. That is a weakness which can sometimes be costly. We cannot just do the part we enjoy without the drudgery we dislike when our accomplishments are dependent on both. That is why we are told to take up our crosses daily and follow him. Doing what we like is not a cross. That's why I say get off the cross. We need the wood. Stop whining. There's no whining above the sun. We'll call you a ambulance. We'll call 911. Come on. Keep laughing. Keep laughing. Gotta love that humor. One revelation that turned this around for me was when I realized the highest worship that most touches the Lord is when we turn what we most dislike into worship as unto the Lord. Such devotion touches him far more than simply doing what we like. Fulfilled visions usually happen when people are willing to do the hard work that is necessary for visions to come true. It is also necessary that leaders responsible for the big picture not become too distracted with details. What plane passenger would want to see the pilot helping the flight attendant serve in the cabin? No, we want the pilot glued to the instruments and looking at the conditions ahead. The key is to remain in the place where we were meant to occupy, while understanding and respecting the duties and callings of others. In another way, everyone must be moored to the practical details, including the highest leaders responsible for the most expansive visions. That is why the Apostle Paul, arguably the most important missionary of all time, took time to do the tedious task of tent making. This kept him moored to the practical and able to identify with the people whose lives were spent doing such tasks. Brother Lawrence, a dishwasher at a monastery, gave us a wonderful example of how even the humblest job done as worship unto the Lord can become the most noble and transcendent task. Consequently, the presence of the Lord abided with Lawrence, and kings and nobles traveled great distances to spend time with Lawrence, the humble dishwasher. Some said that they would have traded their great positions and wealth for just an ounce of peace and joy like Brother Lawrence had. We don't need greater tasks to better serve the Lord. We need the task we now have greater. We do this by sanctifying them as worship to the Lord and do all for him with all of our hearts. Isn't that good? We honor Rick Joyner. Honor you, Rick. Appreciate that. Appreciate you allowing to share to the Above the Sun community. Let's stop the share. And with that said, enjoy the rest of the week. We'll try to get these out on somewhat of a regular basis. Provide any feedback, shoot us an email. And yeah, love you all soon. Stay in the way, stay in the path. And until next time, up. and away above the sun.